Cancer is not usually talked about in the community that I grew up in. Often we just heard someone got sick and that was that. There's a lot of shame still around cancer and the cancer treatments, and I think that needs to change.
Cancer can affect any one of us, but some people face a greater burden of the disease than others. Those who are fortunate to survive cancer often deal with continued challenges as they learn to live with and beyond the disease.
I expected that my role as a new mom was going to look one way, and it ended up being something very different. When I was diagnosed, I lived in a rural community, and the nearest major cancer center was 4 hours away from our home. My husband was able to take leave from work and drive me up there every week. That is a significant barrier that many people cannot choose to do.
I mean, you were able to do that. Like, that was a grind for you, and a lot of people have much less than what you had at that time in your life.
Absolutely. Access to care and making sure that everyone who's facing a cancer diagnosis has quality care in a timely fashion is something that is very much needed. Too many people, mothers, brothers, children, are falling through the gaps.
I know in African American communities, sometimes we're more guarded. Sometimes we don't share as much as maybe we should about illness. We know so-and-so passed from something, but we don't know what. They had an illness. Sometimes that's the
veil of secrecy.
Right, veil of secrecy.
That doesn't help.
It does not help, right. You know, a lot of us guys, we think sometimes that we're strong enough to do it ourselves. And that is not really a way to survive something, because if you're isolated, you're not getting the resources that are available to you. I wanted to feel like Ben again. I wanted to say, how am I gonna face the world, the man that I am and the man that I used to be? I started thinking about, how am I gonna get through this experience? I can't do it alone. I'm not equipped. I don't have the tools, you know. Right. So I said, let me start reaching out.
We have some wonderful care providers in our communities who are 2 steps ahead at really leveraging and providing that survivorship care to our patients and their families. But unfortunately, there are still many parts of our communities that haven't gotten there yet. Through my lived experience of having to kind of encounter these barriers, I'm trying to help with those who are really the most vulnerable in our communities. I have had the good fortune of taking my background in law and partnering with organizations that focus on cancer rights as it relates to legal issues. Before, life was good. Now, life is tragically beautiful in all of the right ways. The notion of survivorship to me is the fact that I get to be on this ride. And I get to do it with people who are really important to me.
I saw the lack of education and awareness around cancer and around illness and around healthcare. It's just not talked about. And I said, I've got to do something about this. I got to use my voice. Men, it doesn't matter your race, background, men can lean on one another. You can cry on each other's shoulder. You can look each other in the eye and say, man, I'm here for you. You can laugh with each other. You can joke with each other. You can have breakfast with each other.
You just got to get them in the room.
You just got to get them in. You just got to open the door.
Right.
And that's what I try to do.
Thank you for sharing. Thank you for leading other people to share, knowing that they're not alone and that the road to recovery is through community.
Absolutely.